So a lot has changed over the last few months. What we're seeing is a shift in the types of offers that are being made from buyers and also being accepted by sellers. We're now seeing new opportunities being created for all the buyers out there who missed out previously on having their offer to buy a house accepted. Now, this is fantastic news if you're in the market right now to buy. I'm about to share some important updates that I think you should know. And so this will help you go in armed with a plan to get your offer accepted. It will seriously improve your negotiating skills when it comes to buying a property. But first, here's my take on how the market's changed and what this means for you. Now, traditionally, there are three types of offers. One is cash offers. Two is where there's a deposit that you've got saved, and also you're going to need a home loan for the remainder. And three is where you're buying subject to selling another property. Now, over the last 18 months to 2 years in Southeast Queensland, we found that a lot of buyers are coming up here from interstate and they're buying property at record prices, and they're seeing also very good terms for both the sellers and the agents. The cash offers, they're simple and they're fast. The cashed up buyers were then offering successfully on a property without needing any finance, without a building and pest inspection, and to top it off, with a quick settlement. Now, often they also hadn't even seen the property in person, so they're buying on FaceTime and video and pictures alone. Now, so if you were one of the majority of potential buyers who needed finance, which meant that you needed 2 to 4 weeks to get your loan approved, it means that your offer wasn't as competitive as these cash unconditional offers. So agents and sellers weren't prepared to wait that long, and in a contract, cash offers were easier and they're guaranteed, and it meant that a lot of our clients were missed out and they were feeling very, very frustrated. Now let's have a look now at what's changed in the market. So this is what we've noticed that's shifted and it's changed. One, there's a lot less buyers around. We're seeing less people actively out there making offers, and we're also seeing a lot less local and interstate buyers. All right, so there's a lot, there's hardly anyone who's coming up from into Queensland from New South Wales or Victoria. And many of our clients are reporting that when they make an offer, there are only between 1 and 3 other offers being made on the properties that they're buying. Number 2 is there's almost no cash buyers from what I can tell. So the number of cash buyers around seems to have significantly diminished, if not disappeared altogether. The third thing is we're also seeing rising interest rates. Now, when interest rates rise, it tightens up people's attitudes towards money because it increases the cost of borrowing money, and people get a lot more careful about that. Now, to a vendor and an agent, buyers who need finance are the next simplest type of offer once you remove cash type offers. Sellers don't like complicated. The cleaner and simpler and the quicker that a settlement and a finance can be approved, the better. Now, if we're buying now and you need finance, the market is turning to be a lot more favourable to you. And we're finding agents are even now a lot more flexible in discussing finance clauses and even offering finance extensions with the buyers now. So, where clients with a deposit and needing finance may previously have missed out, they're now back in the market to secure a home. This also means that those of you who are having to sell your property first before buying a house, that's going to be a tougher ask as well. And it's probably better if you sell your property before you go and make an offer to buy something else. And that way then you can offer the most favourable terms to the seller, to the seller that you're buying from. All right, so how do you make an offer on a property in the current market? Firstly, I just want to clarify a couple of things. An offer is made up of 2 parts, the price and also the terms. And you need to consider these 2 factors independently. So the key is to keep it really simple. Number 1 is the price. So there's 3 parties involved in the price. There's the agents, and they're considering all reasonable offers at the moment. And they're also trying to get their vendors to accept those offers, because then it gets the property sold and they can move on to the next sale. Sellers, though, are the tricky part, because they often have an inflated value in mind based upon what sales were 6 months ago, right? Now, number 3 is you. Now, if you want to be patient, time can work against the seller, all right? And this is a really good time to make sure that you know what the market is And it's not uncommon that the people who are buying will know the market better than definitely the selling real estate agents, but also probably the people who are selling their property as well. So our clients are now noticing that agents are now actively phoning, following up and offering new listings to them and seeing if they're still in the market to sell. So this suggests that the market is definitely slowing down and it's starting to turn in the buyer's favour. All right, let's look at the terms. So when you're looking at the terms, the finance clause, we want to allow between 2 and 4 weeks depending upon the lender that you're using. And that's now a lot more acceptable. And like I said before, if you need to get an extension, we're having no problems in getting those accepted as long as they're within reasonable timeframes and there's a good reason as to why. Number 2, always make sure that your offer is subject to a building and pest inspection. These sort of went out in fashion 18 months to 2 years ago and people were buying properties without getting a building and pest inspection. But invest the money, put it in your contract now, and make sure that you understand what's right and wrong with the property that you're buying. Number 3 is a longer settlement can be okay. However, when you're doing this, it's really good to sort of talk to the real estate agent for the seller and find out what's going to fit in with them and their plans. Then you want to think about what's going to work for you and try and negotiate an offer that fits both parties. Now, if you want to talk about an offer individually and how you make one and what's yours and what's involved, please don't hesitate to give us a call.